I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Cindy.
And we are here with another Feeding Frenzy, this time for the Master Key System, Part 1, Day 13.
Right. Okay, if we find wisdom in the world within, we shall have the understanding to discern the marvelous possibilities that are latent in this world within, and we shall be given the power to make these possibilities manifest in the world without.
That's a long sentence.
If we find wisdom in the world within, we shall have the understanding to discern the marvelous possibilities that are latent in this world within, and we shall be given the power to make these possibilities manifest in the world without.
I think we should take that one in a couple of chunks, right?
Okay.
What do you think?
If we find wisdom in the world within.
Well, basically what it's saying is if we find our internal wisdom, then we're going to see the blessings and the miracles and everything that is without.
Right. If we find the wisdom in the world within, we shall have the understanding to discern. What does it mean to discern?
To decide, choose.
The marvelous possibilities that are latent. How do you say that? Latent. In this world within. And we shall be given...
We'll stop at the end.
Okay. All right. So we shall have the
time.
understanding to discern the marvelous possibilities that are latent in this world within. What's that?
Well, I think that is exactly what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, when we were doing the 40-day prosperity plan, and we decided that there were levels to consciousness. Do you want to tell them your thoughts on the levels?
I think I did in the last video.
Did you?
I think so. In one of the last videos.
Anyway, you have awareness first.
You have awareness.
And then once you have awareness, there comes with that, after that, pretty much an understanding.
Right.
And then once you have an understanding, then you move that into a knowing.
Right.
And then once it becomes a knowing, then it lays dormant into our subconscious where we don't have to think about it any longer.
Okay.
So I think this is talking about when we find our internal wisdom and we become aware of it, and we get used to the awareness of it. You know, you get used to that little voice that speaks, you know, that tells you, you know, don't do that or do this. Once you become aware of that, you start to understand the possibilities that show up,
that seem
power that show up.
Talked about before.
Right.
We understand the power that we have, and it's just laying dormant.
So you start to understand it, and once you understand it, you start to see the possibilities, and you just start to see, you know, the universe in action or God in action.
Right. Right. I like marvelous possibilities. That's good words.
All right, now let's take the second part of that.
Okay. And we shall be given the power to make these possibilities manifest in the world without.
So what does that mean to you?
That means that the things I think about and see on the inside, then I can make them appear on the outside. I can make things happen. I can pull them from the invisible to the visible.
I would venture to say easier.
Easier, okay.
It would make it easier to do it.
To make it happen.
Because even with, as some people call it, luck, we can happen into the stream of the law of attraction. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We can line ourselves up without conscious knowledge of it, with the way things actually work, and actually see it start manifesting.
Right.
But once we become aware of the world within and start to understand how it actually works and how we're actually drawing things and how everything literally is an exchange of energy, once we start to work within that through our understanding, then we have the power to tap into making that manifestation come quicker and easier, I think.
Yes. I've noticed, in just the last month or so, that we don't have a whole lot more clients than we had a year ago. But just, I don't know, there's just been a shift for me, and that when we get paid now, which we never know when or if a client's going to pay us sometimes, when we finally get paid, it's not a panic of, oh, it's only this much. It's like, oh, wow, it's just coming faster. When it's really not. It's not really coming any faster. It's just my perception of it, because I'm not in that panic that I used to be in of there's not enough. And I think a lot of that has to do with our house finally selling and not having that extra bill. But I just don't have the panic I used to have.
And so how has not having the panic made it better?
Oh, it now that we're managing it and measuring it, then it's easier to see it come in. It's easier to see that there's enough instead of panicking because, oh my gosh, what if?
Well,
there's
and
not
I found
enough?
that once we quit panicking, we started to notice how many different streams it actually comes in,
Right.
rather than through one paycheck, you know, or one client. You know, we're watching it. How,
Right.
the many tributaries, so to speak, of this flow that's coming to us, you know, from different and unusual sources.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it's really not that much more than it used to be. It's just the trust I guess I have now, and that God's going to take care of it. So I just don't worry about it as much.
Boy, that's
But we
one thing.
manage it better, and it's not that we spend less. We just keep track of it better and know where it needs to go better.
Well, and we've divided it up equally. We have more balance there,
Right.
too.
Right. Right. So that helps me to understand that manifestation.
So we're literally, we have become aware of it and now are working in the understanding of it and watching it actually manifest. And
Right.
it does give us the power to be able to see it manifest and take advantage of those wondrous possibilities that are now showing themselves to us.
Right, right. Instead of, I also noticed that when I'm on Craigslist or something looking for new clients or whatever, and I find a job that I could do, I don't feel that panic of, oh, I need to get a job again, you know, and I don't, and by not being desperate, it gives me a whole new way to relate to clients, you know, which works much better for me, but it's just a mental shift.
It is.
Which changes everything, because then people look at me differently and I look at them differently. You know, it's just really weird how it works. But
It's kind of hard
that
to help
consciousness.
people dream if they can't see you dream,
Right. Exactly.
right? Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
Shrink.
Shreen.